Hi there, it's Sandra with Bruce City Thrifts. Today I'm at the Wauwatosa Goodwill. It is a Friday after work, and I would have been here a lot earlier, but I got stuck in the worst traffic jam for like an hour. So I am glad to be here and itching to get in there and see what they've got. So let's hit it. Today I started at the back of the store, and the first thing I see is this horsehair vase. It is a form of Native American art. This one is signed. They're asking $7.99. Typically, these have a glossy finish. This one has a white matte finish. It's a nice piece, but for $7.99, I'm not sure it's actually Native American, so I leave it on the shelf. Nice find, though. Below the horsehair vase is a washboard. I pull it out. It is the size of an actual washboard, and everything I'm seeing is making me think this is authentic antique washboard. So I'm pulling it out to get a better look at it. I am noticing that the nails look right for an antique. I am noticing that there's just the general feel of it, the amount of wear, the way that the boards are constructed, the tin part of the washboard, and I can see barely underneath the dirt the name London Globe, and that is an actual maker of antique washboards. I'm kind of excited to find something this old, so I put it in my cart. I'm in the China set area, and I noticed this hand painted plate. It's got a pretty floral design, and the colors are very springy, which I like. Turning it over, I notice it is Stengel, and Stengel is a brand that does not sell very well for me for some reason. This is a nice plate, but I have a couple Stengel items I want to move first before I pick up more if I decide to, so I put it back on the shelf. Then scanning, I notice here, this looks like a hand-painted, possibly antique plate, but I would pick it up as very, very thin, no weight to it. And down here, I noticed some pretty hand-painted plates. They're by Mikasa. It's a set. These lunch plates seem to go with the dinner plates right next door, and there's I think like 9 or 10 dinner plates here. At $2.99, it's a lot to ship, and although it's a nice pattern, I decide I will pass this time. I'm continuing my search through the China sets, and I noticed this boxed ornament by Hallmark. It looks like a vintage, it's a Model A car. Underneath it, I saw this plate, but it was chipped, so I didn't even pick it up. Then I saw this little planter. I like the pink glaze on it, and it looks vintage, but I decided it's a little on the plain side, so I put it back. There's a little teacup set. Underneath it is a hand-painted violet saucer. If only the cup were around, I think I would have picked up that set, but unfortunately, no cup. Underneath these bowls, I notice what looks to be a plate with a sort of an Art Nouveau design that I want to look at, but I have to find a place to put those little dessert bowls. And it does say hand painted, and it says China. Does it mean made in China? It did look like it was a little on the new side from the underside of the plate, so I put it back. And down here, this is another hand painted plate. This one is Nippon, and so I thought twice about it because it is Nippon. The painting was not signed and not quite to my taste, so I put it back. It's a nice plate, definitely, but decided to move beyond that. Then I saw this three-dimensional leopard plate. The feel of the china was kind of dusty and not really smooth. I decided it was probably an inexpensive piece, and so I moved on. There was quite a bit to look at today in the China section. Here on the bottom shelf is a bright red and white metal tray. It definitely has age, it's definitely vintage, and it's a circus carousel theme. The signature says Levada. And on the back, it is a fold-up tray. This is a nice tray. It's $2.99. It's rather beat up, but possibly forgivable because of the age. So I put it in my cart to think about it for a while. In the clear glass section, I was a little too up close when I noticed that I need to adjust my camera. I noticed this piece of art glass. It is a white and blue swirl inside a clear glass casement. These thick bowls are often Kosta Boda. I'm not sure this is Kosta Boda. The pontil doesn't look correct to me, but I think it's a nice piece of art glass, so I'm taking it. I'm actually in the Christmas section when I noticed this mug. It is a monogram mug, and looking at the underside, I'm suspicious of what I can see. I think it's Anthropology. So I am trying to peel off that sticker a little bit to see if I can make out whether or not it is an Anthropology mug. And yes, I see enough to know that that's Anthropology. I typically pick up Anthropology mugs. In this case, the monogram is very plain, and I have other mugs. I decide to leave it on the shelf. I am perusing the Easter area, and I noticed this little trinket box. It's actually a music box, trinket box. The graphics are very 1980s, 1990s to me. And I'm checking the inside. Yes, it is a music box. Does it work? It is the Fiji Graphics music box. I've picked up another one like this before and sold it. And this one works. And they don't go for a lot, but I just think they're really charming. And I think they're just nice little music box, jewelry boxes or trinket boxes. So I'm going to give this one a whirl too. I'm going to put it in my cart. Quick look at this. No, it is nothing special, so that stays. This was kind of an adorable teapot. It had an otagiri look to it with the speckled pottery. It had no signature or stamp on the bottom, but I would guess it is at least a studio piece. Look at that cute owl. It had yarn around the handle. Not sure what that was about. Behind it is a cat in the hat clock. Some cool stuff here. On this shelf is a piece of lusterware that honestly I kind of fell in love with. I don't usually pick up lusterware, but look at the beautiful painting on this one. It's got, I would say, apple blossom branches on a beautiful yellow and periwinkle luster background. The handle is woven. It's something I couldn't resist. I put it in my cart. I'm entering into the candle section, and I notice first this pottery bottle. Could be used as a vase, I guess. It's not signed, but I do like the look on it. That was not a flaw. I mean, it was a flaw in the glaze, but not a dink or anything there. Then on the shelf below, I noticed this vintage, looks mid-century modern to me, wooden candle holder with the metal and the wood together. It always makes me think mid-century. Then over here, I noticed this little engraved brass candlestick holder. Nice work on that. This is a party light, heavy glass, thick glass candle holder, which makes me wonder if the other one I picked up is party light, but the other one is a nice one. I'm going to keep it anyway. And then this one is a lovely mid-century looking taper candle holder. I think that is teak. It's got the right lines, the right look, and I'm really excited to put that in my cart. We've got some loaded tchotchke shelves here. Lots to look at. I pick up this little Suncatcher. It's in the shape of a fall leaf with fall colors. 99 cents. Seems like it's a pewter stained glass looking item. Then I noticed this wooden item. I'm not sure what it is. It seemed to have something like a seed inside of it. It's kind of cool, like a big seed. I don't know. And then I noticed these other sun catchers. This pumpkin one I thought was really nice with the slag glass. and then the green glass. I thought these two fall Suncatchers were nice, and I decided I was going to pick them up for next autumn. So continuing the tchotchkes, I noticed this humble little vase, and I am like super excited when I pick it up and I'm looking at the bottom. It is a Van Briggle. I cannot believe I'm holding a Van Briggle in the Goodwill. I look it over, and yes, there is a big chip on the rim, but I don't care. This is such a lovely piece. The glaze. I have another piece of Van Briggle at home that matches it, and I'm super excited. I put it in my cart. Probably going to keep this one. Still in the tchotchke area, I noticed this is an incense waterfall, and I do like incense waterfalls. They come in different shapes and sizes and cool glazes. That one is pretty crusty. I decided to leave it on the shelf. Here is a little glass mouse or bear, and then a little further along is another incense waterfall. This one is in basic black. It's not as tall as others are, and it might have been more interesting. This is a hand-painted little creamer. It looks like it's got a lot of age, and behind it is a piece of glass that is modern. On the bottom shelf here, we've got a copper or metal wall art with bicycles. It was pretty cool. I noticed this blue and white china cat. It is lidded and not marked. I'm guessing it's might be made in China, but there is a chip on it as well. Then I noticed this little trinket box. It has 3 dimensions to it. It has a little bird on the side. I love 3-dimensional ceramics and I really love the painting on this. It's hand painted, super cute, probably not that old, and I decide I'll leave it for somebody else, but I thought it was really delightful. Another day I might have picked it up. And then this, I couldn't make it out. It was a piece of wood with a big black rock on it. It said the Garl Sma on the back. And I thought the wood was a really nice piece of bird's eye maple, and I decided I don't know what this is, but I'm going to take it anyway. I noticed this bottle. It just had a look to it. Glass is not my thing, but it seemed like it had a lot of age. And I loved the look of it. I just love that kind of light aqua color. I love the shape. And I decided I don't know anything about this, but I'm putting it in my cart because I think it's old and I think it's cool. Okay, here we go with a cart review. The first thing is that London Globe antique washboard. I am paying up at $14.99, but I think it's so old and cool. I like it. Same thing with this bottle. It's an Ayer or Ayer, Ayer. I'm not sure how it's pronounced bottle. Taken that. Also, this beautiful teak. It turns out to be a Danish modern candle holder, and I love it. Same thing here. It's the wood that drew me to this piece. It is actually a garlic smasher. I'm not going to use it as a garlic smasher. I'm going to use that piece of wood as a separate item. And then here we've got that music box, the ceramic music box. Here is a lovely piece of Japanese lusterware. Love it. It caught my eye. It drew me to it. Here is a piece of art glass, a candle holder. We've got our 2 Suncatchers for the fall. And then also, this was a little picture holder I picked up, and then as I'm looking at it now, I noticed that there are chips on it, so I am going to return it. This is the find of the day. This is the Van Briggle little creamer, little pitcher. I don't care that it has a chip. I still want to rescue it, and it's probably going to go into my own home. Well, happy day. I found some really cool items and some very old items. I think that washboard is fantastic. I paid up for it, and I don't know that it's going to be that much of a profit, but what a cool item. Then finding that is it Ayer bottle. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I think that's antique. It's got a real
wonderful feel to it. It's hard to express, but it's smooth and heavy, and I just, what a great bottle. I'm glad I decided to take that. And then of course, the most amazing find. I cannot believe I found a Van Briggle in the Goodwill. Is it chipped? Yes. Do I care so much? Not really. I mean, it's definitely worth more than 99 cents, even chipped, and I plan to display it with my other piece of Van Briggle that I own, which is in the same lovely glaze. So I might just keep that one. I hope you had a great time. I sure did. Like my channel, subscribe, and comment, especially if you live in Wisconsin. Let me know where you're thrifting, what you're finding, and thrift on. We will do this again.